Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum to my Muslim brothers and sisters, and peace, and what's up to all my non-Muslim brothers and sisters. So, listen, man, this is your brother Abdullah Freeman. I just want to tell y'all that your brother Abdullah Freeman says, stop the cap. Now, listen, man, I was listening to Sheikh Amin Muhammad, who is a Sheikh Imam of Masjid Atlantic City, right? African-American Imam and Sheikh, studied, mashallah, overseas, very knowledgeable, mashallah. May Allah preserve the Sheikh and increase him. And he was talking about how some of our brothers and sisters, in particular the convert brothers and sisters, some people say revert, how before in Jahiliyyah, their days of ignorance, before Islam, when they were doing whatever haram things they were doing, or whether haram, not haram, whatever, right? There was the man or the woman at that thing. Man, they knew how to get people to do stuff. They knew how to get money, all of this stuff, right? But then when they come to Islam, they become like this. They're so docile. They're so, yeah, no. And he like, stop the cap. Stop the pious cap. Bring that same energy. We need that same energy. And you know, I agree with that message, man. It really resonated. It hit me because it's like, man, as somebody who knows people who've experienced that and experiences personally, right? It's like you try to shy away from that so much, right? But it's like you almost eliminate a part of yourself that's a skill that you have, right? That's something that could be innately connected to you, right? Because there's a hadith by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam about how the best of you in Jahiliyyah, I don't want to mess up the hadith, but it's along the lines of the best of you in Jahiliyyah can be the best in Islam, right? If only you knew, you know. But it's along those lines about just how, like, the same thing the Sheikh was talking about, right? And if I'm, like, misinterpreting because the way that was explained to me, may Allah forgive me. But either way, it's like, yo, stop the cap. You know what I mean? Be who you are. And the reason I say that, we as Muslims, I was listening to Brother Amir Kohan, and he was talking about how Muslims, if you look at the economy, what are Muslims really the producers of? Right? We are consumers of things. We have money. We have doctors. But it's like, what are we actually producing? Because economy is what you can produce, right? You can use your hands and make something. You know what I mean? So it's like, what are we actually producing? And it's like, we as Muslims, we need to not ignore our gifts and skills. Now, of course, this is caused by huge analysis paralysis due to a certain ideological takes and certain characters as far as infiltrating the deen and spreading certain views around that have done what it's done to the people, you know. But the other side of this pious cap thing I really want to talk about is in regards to those who believe they're holier than thou, right? That's pious cap as well. Now, of course, the Sheikh, I don't have permission from the Sheikh to add to it, but it's just my little take, you know what I mean? I ain't nobody but a layman. But listen, man, you gotta stop the pious cap. Meaning what? A lot of times in our society, people quick to say haram, this person's haram, this person kufar, this person munafiq, mubtadi, fasiq. All these bad terms that you wouldn't call a Muslim on a regular basis. In the time of the Sahaba, they didn't just throw these terms around. But now, oh my goodness, that's all we know. And then we argue about how you do your finger in salat. When this is just a mustahab, mandub thing. This is not even about the finger for tashahud. But people argue about, oh, you did this like that. Stop the pious cap. Stop acting holier than thou. You know, and let's just be normal. You know what I mean? Don't act like, oh, we gotta be so. And this mindset is so infecting that it infects people on levels to where and it's probably connected to that analysis paralysis as well, to where people feel on things that are normal, people feel terrible and you really beat yourself up for it. For example, I was talking to one of my dogs and he was telling me how, like, when he sees, he'll be like going to work or somewhere in the summertime, you know, we who live in the West, in the United States, Europe, these places, women dress, you know, more fitting of the weather, as they put it, right? With looser, shorter clothing, right? Because it's like, it's hot, we don't want to be so hot. Or they, you know, just want to show the bodies and the gifts and the goods they have, right? Now he was saying how, you know, I see like a woman, I'm like, damn, man, like I can't astaghfirullah, like why, like I just feel so terrible when I see that, and I like it sometimes, and I told him, I said, nah, bro, don't feel like that. Like, put it like this, feel like that, but always tell yourself this, say, because underneath the right pretenses, this woman being dressed like this could be halal for you. Meaning what? If she's your wife dressed in your house, it's halal for you to engage with it in this and like it and love it, right? But you seeing this and having that feeling invoked in you of, oof, I'm attracted to this, it's natural. This is why what? We have these guidelines in Islam, because all men would be invoked, or like that feeling would be just evoked in them. Like, you know what I mean? You're just woo. But we have to be real with ourselves. So I told him, I said, Allahu Alam, Allah knows best. But I'm like, don't destroy yourself over that. Of course, seek refuge with Allah. You know, say, let me stay away from it, you know. But remind yourself sometimes, if you feel like you're beating up yourself too much, or feel like you're failing too much, Ya Allah, like you make dua to Allah, Ya Allah, you created me like this. It's not me who went out looking for this. I seen this. Please protect me. I seek refuge, right? Because you being attracted to a woman or a man, because the same thing happened for women, it's not haram. This is why Allah created human beings, right? وَخَلَقَنَاكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا, right? And we created you all in pairs. Like, yeah, you the man is attracted to the woman, right? But when you act upon those lustful intents or things that come to mind, that's where it gets sticky, tricky, and it gets you enter in a very dangerous zone, you know, and Allah knows best. Either way, man, stop the pious cap. You know what I'm saying? Like the Sheikh said, stop the pious cap. If you know you had skills during your Jahiliyyah days, bring them to Islam. Help raise some money, help do some business, help get some funds. Islam don't say get money. You look at the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was a businessman. Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu, businessman. Uthman bin Affan radiallahu anhu, businessman. Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, businessman. Was it Zubair who was a businessman, or was it Talha? Or is either way, businessmen, radiallahu anhum, right? All of them, businessmen. They did it. Oh, tijara. And what they do with their money? They supported the deen with it immensely, right? Don't forget, zakat is one of the pillars of Islam. So, zakat you pay, of course, in many different scenarios, right? And it's a percentage based off of, you know, certain calculations. But it just shows that some people in the ummah will have wealth, right? So pursuing wealth isn't haram. But when you make this wealth your only priority in life, that's when you get issues. And Allah knows best. Listen, I'm a layman person. I'm just explaining, you know what I mean? But either way, man, it's your brother Abdullah Freeman. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. I'm going to talk with y'all later, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.